Hey guys, Kristin LaVanway here. So over the last few weeks, I've been asked this question by several people. Hey Kristin, what does it really take for me to buy a house? Let me just spell it out for you, okay? You need three things: cash, credit, compensation. Let's start with cash, because let's be honest, if you have enough cash, then nobody cares what your credit score is, and nobody cares if you have a job. Most people don't have that kind of money laying around though, so what's the minimum amount of cash that you need? A lot of people who are getting into a home love that FHA loan because it's got the nice low 3.5% down payment. Sweet. You also need to pay for your closing costs, which is your lender fees, your title fees, your title insurance, all that kind of stuff. And all together that adds up to about 6 to 7% of the purchase price. Okay, that's kind of a lot of money, Kristin. 7% of $200,000 is $14,000. That's a lot of dough. The good news is there's some things that can help you out and minimize that cash. You can get down payment assistance, and sometimes we can roll some of those closing costs into your loan, and sometimes you only need about maybe $1,000 or $2,000 to get into the door. I would still recommend though having about $4,000 or $5,000 in your bank account. You're going to need more money than just that entry fee. There's all those trips to Home Depot, you know what I'm saying? What about credit? What kind of credit do you need? Do you need perfect credit? No. Do you need good credit? Yes. What does good credit mean? About 620. Now, I'm not saying that you're never going to buy a house if your credit score is less than 620. It's just, well, it's super hard, is all I'm saying. But if you get to that 620, that's a minimum. If you can get to the 640, then that'll qualify you for some of those down payment assistance programs I've just talked about. Well, what if you don't have a 620 credit score? Well, then you better get to work and get that score up. And it's really not that hard, so don't let that be an excuse for you to sit on the sidelines. It takes a little work, a little diligence, but it's easy to get that score up to that 620, 640 mark. Now, what if your credit is better than 640? Well, that's awesome. You're probably going to pay less interest. All right, that takes us to compensation, as in, how much do you make at your job? What do you really need to make salary-wise in order to afford a house? Like a lot of things in real estate, it depends. Let's just start as a baseline with the median home in Phoenix. And for those of you who are allergic to math, median means half are more expensive and half are less expensive. Right now in Phoenix, that magic median number is $225,000. If you wanted to buy that home, your monthly payment, including principal, interest, taxes, insurance, roughly speaking, your mortgage insurance too, since you're putting less than 20% down, well, that adds up to about $1,365 a month. Well, in order to afford that payment, in order to qualify for that loan, you would need to make about $52,300 a year, which is about $25.14 an hour. What if you want to live in Gilbert, say? Well, the median home price in Gilbert is $281,000. In order to qualify for that $1,666 a month payment, you would need to make almost $60,000, which is about $28.80 an hour. Suppose you don't make that much money. Well, you might want to look at a place like Avondale. Avondale has been on fire the last few years because the homes are really affordable out there. The median home price in Avondale right now is $196,250. If you were to buy that home, it would run you about $1,211 a month, which means you would need to make about $22.82 an hour in order to afford it. Now remember, if there's more than one of you going in on the house, you can combine your incomes to make it a little bit easier. What if you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I don't have any of this stuff right now. I think I'm just going to wait. If you look at the median home price last year compared to this year, last year it was $210,000 compared to $225,000 this year. $210,000 home leaves you with a monthly payment about $1,285 a month. That's about $80 more than you would spend this year for that exact same home. You would need to make about $1 an hour more in order to afford that same home this year compared to last year. So there's the economics of the whole thing. The longer you wait, the more money it takes. And like I keep saying, that lower price range is disappearing. It's just going to get harder and harder. So get to it. Give me a call if you want to know where you stack up. I'm happy to help out. You know where to find me. KristinHereInPhoenix.com. That's where. Go out there and make it a beautiful day.